Here I am, be waji. My go the ceremony. Yeah, my wire buji. Anyị wa ka anyị dịkwa ya wa ndị anyị na-ehe nọ warigide ndị ọzọ ma anyị gbaa mbọ ụlọ ha ndị bịara mgbe were onye riri ibe ji na ndị be akwa ọmụrụ aka ọ dị.
It was a carnival of cultural display at Okpara Square Enugu, as Enugu state government on Saturday celebrates her maiden edition of Yam Festival, organized by the State Ministry of Culture and Tourism. The festival, which is the first of its kind, features cultural dance display, music, masquerade from different parts of state, delicious local meals. The event also attracts dignitaries from different walks of life, traditional ruler, political stakeholders, clergies, and lovers of culture within and outside the state.
No farmer, my farm, enjoy the festival. Kenneth says thank you. Thank you very much, Comrade Kenneth in America says thank you so much. Your Excellency, it's time for us to do the needful. We are going to move straight. We are going to go into the real business of the day. They are the partners of the ministry. They are the partners of the ministry.
Please click the subscribe and share button. Enugu State Governor Dr. Peter Mba has extolled the Igbo Yam Festival as a shining example of the rich cultural heritage which the Igbo nation is widely known for, saying his administration will continue to invest in tourism, mechanized agriculture, and other sectors of productivity. The governor, who was represented by the deputy governor, Barrister Efani Asai, further explained that the Igbo culture of Yam Festival could attract tourists from around the world if the right investments were made in the culture and creative industry.
When we come for events as this, we entertain ourselves, we celebrate culture. But what is important is that what the Yam Festival has been for our people. But a meeting point, a melting pot and point where we eat from the same pot, where we socialize, where we learn, where we admonish each other, and where we are taught wisdom. Ihe ndị Igbo na-eme festival, essentially, but to create avenue for us to meet. Particularly if you go to Europe, or you watch from your television screens, the passion in Europe they take on football when their clubs play. It is that passion that our forebearers had in these festivals. But as we got Western education, we got ourselves into a middle point where there is a struggle between our culture and what we have learned. But from what Professor Wanko told us today, we need not have that conflict because there are two parallel lines that defines us. You can be as erudite, as intellectual as Professor Wanko or Ozo, but they are men soaked deeply in culture. And if we must make our investment in tourism worthwhile, we must encourage our cultural practices. So now make in a special way once more in the Meriha organize. For all the participants, particularly the different masquerades and music groups that performed. That is what we should market into the world. That is what we should be selling to the world. And I'm happy of New Yam Festival by name. And I'm happy to announce to our people that our government is aggressively investing resources in technology and in infrastructure for agriculture. Yesterday, the Commissioner for Agriculture took delivery of specially built tractors to test run to determine if we are going to procure more. You are also aware that a few weeks ago, our government entered into a relationship with a company that is coming to Enugu to assemble tractors, not just for our people, but for the rest of the country. We recognize the fact that we can't feed ourselves if we are not making the critically needed investment in agriculture. We are working on a program initiated by our governor to ensure that we have a minimum of 200 hectares of land on the average in every electoral ward, where the newly elected council chairman will partner with our government through the Ministry of Agriculture to get farm settlements, farm clusters, where as a government we are going to till the land for our people and allocate tilled land to them, then offer them inputs and let them tend it. We recognize the fact that all over the world, governments subsidize agriculture in different forms. So ours will not be different. So we are doing everything we can to ensure that we migrate our people from subsistence agriculture to agribusiness. With international airport right in the middle of Enugu State, there is no way why we can't feed Europe with agrarian revolution that we're trying to embark on. Some African countries, their GDP is sustained by merely flying flowers to Europe and America. For all the flowers you see at the florists, they're not grown in Europe. They are from Kenya and other parts of the world. So there is so much in agriculture. We recently passed a law to regulate livestock farming. We did it so that we can encourage people, support them to grow livestock. For all the cattle our people slaughter from Thursday in our funerals, in our weddings up to Sunday, if you close your eyes and our people are the ones supplying it and feeding the country, it will trigger exponential growth in our economy. So we are doing everything we can. So we are going to work with the Ministry of Culture and Tourism and Agriculture to see how we will expand the New Yam Festival to include celebration of other produce. That way, we can create both tourism around it and feed our people. Yam na kawana de bay, bune government ay na chi nnukwu ego n'ihe gbasara ịkọ ọrụ ugbo. Ne asọwa the Commissioner for Agriculture anyị na-ekpote n'ihe ụgbọ eji aka ọrụ ndị oyibo na-eke traktọ ebo. Anụ n'ụmarị n'oruleghị ọnwa ịtọ anyị na ndị nje ga-achụ ego bịara Enugu dere akwụkwọ na-eja nọ n'Enugu ji emebete ugbo eji aka ọrụ. National bụ nke vutere ma anyị na-eleme maọbụ ihe mfa karịbaka. Onye na-elekọta agrikọlchọ anyị ya bụ Patrick Uburu nọ n'ọsha enele me mgbe ofe vutere ji aka ọrụ ma ọ bụ ga anyị karịba ọbụ. Nọ n'elekpo ya ma ọ bụ ga anyị karịba ọbụ. na anyị dekoje emezi ma egwu segide ma ozugide ndị ọzọ ma ọ bụghị sọsọ ndị be anyị Enugu be anyị na-ebi na anyị chọrọ ibi ihe ndị be anyị niile bụ n'ala Igbo na obodo anyị bụ Naijiria niile. Ihe m na-agwa ndị be anyị na gọọmenti anyị na onwe anyị n'onye a n'ihe ọzọ anyị na-akpa bụ na ndị chairman anyị wetara ọfụ ndị na-echekwa lokal gọọmenti anyị na-eje na nkeji anyị niile a na-eko wọd ya jokoje wufute nnukwu ala pọrọ eka anyị bụ gọọmenti jokoje ugbo ya aka ọrụ n'ọbụ anyị were aka anyị ka ọkpọ ya bụ ọrụ anyị ka enu ndị be anyị ọrụ akọrọ akọ nye ihe ya ji aka na ihe anyị na-eme n'ihe bụ na anyị mara na mba ụwa niile na ndị na-achị achị na-enye aka maka ọrụ ugbo maka na onye ga-erighị nri onye ga-eji na ya na-ere anọsi ọ bụ asị na ndị be anyị.
Please click the subscribe and share button.
Reverend Father Professor Nandine Wankwer describes Yam as the landlord of all farm products, commended the Ministry of Culture and Tourism for the lofty initiative, and called on the state government to revive other cultural activities such as masquerade festivals, among others.
The topic of my paper today is the relevance of Igbo New Yam Festival in cultural identity and unity of Ndi Igbo. It is a privilege to discuss this most important festivity among Igbos, and particularly interesting is to have the opportunity to make suggestions that, if followed, will unite Igbos as a cultural entity and give us the opportunities for further unity in the socio, political, cultural, and religious spheres. My particular aim in this paper is to present reasons why the day for this festivity should be made universal for the entire Igbo race. If accepted, that particular day should be a public holiday for the entire Igbo nation, which will include those in diaspora. Your Excellency, I'm making this point to you particularly because I know you have what it takes to make this a reality. This unification of the celebration of Iliji Ofo or New Yam Festival in Igbo land will definitely create an Igbo Day, which will be a more unifying factor than any agitation the Igbos have been proposing since after the Civil War. No doubt, the effects of the war have disfranchised the unity of the Igbos, and the havoc will continue if nothing is done. In Igbo land, we celebrate this festivity, and there is need for one unified day for this festivity to be celebrated in the whole of Igbo land. And I've seen that happen in Spain when I was there. I've seen that happen in USA, in Pittsburgh, when I was there. If Igbos in diaspora can do it, why can't the Igbos in the southeast, eastern Nigeria do it even better? Why can't we have a unified celebration of Iliji in Igbo land on one accepted day? The celebration could take place in Enugu for all Igbos, or in every state capital on the same day. I therefore advocate for a universal celebration of Iliji in Igbo on a day recognized as a public holiday for the entire Igbo land and diaspora. There was a time Masquerade was celebrated in Enugu for the entire Igbo race, but for some reason it stopped. And we can revive it through this Iliji in Igbo. This unification will not stop individual communities from celebrating their peculiar festivities at their own agreed time. without conflicting the interests of the Igbo nation.
Thank you very much. I can open the equally never. I know soon on the way no. But now, what is the pull out Enugu States Traditional Medicine Dealers Association.
Igbo Kwinu, thank you and remain blessed. Please subscribe to our channel for more interesting news.